He was feared by the West, but loved by his people. He was called a dictator, but he gave his nation free homes, free electricity, and free education. His dream wasn't just to rule Libya. He dreamed to unite the entire continent of Africa. His name was Muammar Gaddafi, and this is why many still call him the greatest African leader of modern times. Gaddafi was born in 1942 in a Bedouin tent in the Libyan desert. No mansion, no money, no power. At 27, he led a bloodless coup that ended the monarchy. But instead of running to Europe for approval, he turned to his people. He told Libyans, "This oil belongs to you," and he meant it. Under his rule, Libya became one of the richest nations in Africa. He built roads, schools, and hospitals, not for the elite, but for the shepherds, the farmers, and the children of the desert like himself. Before Gaddafi, Libya was one of the poorest countries in the world. Under Gaddafi, Libya became the richest nation in Africa. Every Libyan had a house, free education, free healthcare, and free electricity. Newlyweds received $50,000 from the government to start a family. There was no external debt, and the literacy rate rose from 25% to over 80%. He launched the Great Man-Made River Project, a $25 billion engineering miracle that brought water to the desert, turning sand into farmland. While other nations borrowed from the IMF, Gaddafi said, "Africa does not need the West to survive." But Gaddafi's biggest vision was not just for Libya, it was for Africa. He wanted one Africa, united, powerful, and independent of Western control. He pushed for a United States of Africa with one currency backed by African gold, not the US dollar. He proposed an African Central Bank, African Monetary Fund, and African Army to end centuries of dependency and exploitation. He said, "They will kill me before this dream comes true, but Africa must wake up." And he was right. When he announced plans for a gold-backed African dinar, powerful nations saw it as a threat, not to democracy, but to the global financial system that kept Africa weak. In 2011, NATO forces invaded Libya under the banner of liberation. Bombs fell, cities burned, and Gaddafi, the man who once gave his people everything, was hunted down and killed in the streets. But what followed? The so-called freedom brought chaos. Libya, once the jewel of North Africa, fell into civil war, slave trade, and poverty. The free homes, the water projects, the medical programs, all gone. Even his critics began to whisper, "We did not know what we had until it was gone." Because, whatever his flaws, Gaddafi had one thing most leaders lack. Today, Gaddafi's dream of a united Africa still echoes in every young African who demands independence, justice, and pride. He may be gone, but the fire he lit still burns. Muammar Gaddafi, the man who dared to dream of a free Africa. His body was buried, but his vision, it refuses to die. Thanks for watching. Do like, share, follow, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for the next video. See you all in the next video. Bye-bye.